Greetings to you all, students. I hope you're all feeling well today. Today we're going to be talking about the zero conditional in English. What is the zero conditional? And when do we use the zero conditional? We use the zero conditional when we want to talk about facts or things that are generally true. Facts, حقائق, or things that are generally true. For example, if you heat water, it boils. So this is scientific fact. If you heat water, it boils. If you heat ice, it melts. On the other hand, if you heat ice, it melts. If it rains, the grass gets wet. If it rains, the grass gets wet. And if you write to me, I reply. So the form of the zero conditional is if plus present simple in the if clause, and in the main clause or the result, we have the present simple only. So here you're dealing only with the present simple in both parts. If, for example, if you boil water, it evaporates. If you boil water, it evaporates. Now this is a scientific fact. That's why we are using the zero conditional. Right. So again, the zero conditional uses if or when. Of course, you can sometimes use when instead of if, and must be followed by the present simple or imperative. An imperative in Arabic means صيغة الأمر. For example, as we said, if you boil water, it evaporates. So here it's a scientific fact again. Water boils or water evaporates if you boil it. Water evaporates if you boil it. We can say it both ways. We can say start with the if clause and we can start with the result. But if you start with the if clause, you have to use the comma at the end of the if clause. If you are tired, do not drive. This is kind of imperative, okay? Kind of amr. If you are not tired, do not drive. And here we use when instead of if. When my friend is sick, I feel upset. When my friend is sick, I feel upset. Let's move on. Let's talk about the negative form. Here we use do not because we are using the pronoun you. If you do not exercise, you gain weight. If you do not exercise, you gain weight. Of course, if we change the pronoun you with she, we'll have to change the do. Okay, if she does not exercise, she gains weight. If I don't study, I don't do well on tests. Okay, pay attention to don't before the present simple, the base form. If you are not on time, you lose 1 mark. If you are not on time, you lose 1 mark. If it doesn't rain, here we use the negative form doesn't because we have the pronoun it. If it doesn't rain, plants do not grow. If it doesn't rain, plants do not grow. All right, let's move on. We finished the negative form. Now we are moving on to the question form in the zero conditional. Question form. If we say ice melts if you heat it and we want to ask a question, a yes no question using the does here because we are talking about ice. Does ice melt if you heat it? Does ice melt if you heat it? And the answer should be yes, ice melts if you heat it. When do you wake up if you have to work? When we're using the WH question here, when do you wake up if you have to work? And the answer could be, if I have to work, I wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning, for example. If you have to work, when do you wake up? Okay, this is a different form of the question. What do you do if you have a problem? What do you do if you have a problem? And what happens if you play video games for 4 hours? What happens if you play video games for 4 hours? Probably the answer could be, if I play video games for 4 hours, I feel extremely tired and exhausted. All right, let's move on. Let's practice the zero conditional. If she arrive, please call me. If she arrive, please call me. And here you have to fill in the blanks. So, what do you think? Okay, if she arrives, please call me. We said in the if clause, we use the present simple, and because we have the pronoun she, we add s to the base form of the verb. Please call me. We say the second part should always be present simple. Please call me. When my mother speak, I listen to her. When my mother speak, I listen to her. Okay. What do you think? Exactly. When my mother speaks, I listen to her. When my mother speaks, I listen to her. If kids touch boiling water, they burn their hands. If kids touch boiling water, they burn their hands. What do you think? Exactly, nothing changes here. If kids touch, because kids is they, so we have to use the base form of the verb, we add nothing here. If kids touch boiling water, they burn again their hands. In the if clause, we have the present simple again, and in the main clause or the result or the answer, we have the present simple. Let's continue. This is a negative sentence. I don't eat shawarma if I want to do sports. Okay? What do you think? Exactly. I don't eat shawarma if I want to do sports. What happens if I press the button? What do you think? Good. What happens if I press the button? Okay, what happens if I press the button? Good. Let's exercise and do this exercise. This is an online exercise I prepared for you. All right, let's see. Let's look at the first one. If not have breakfast, I am hungry all day. If not have breakfast, I am hungry all day. So what do you think the answer should be? Let me just make sure we are there. Good. If I have breakfast, let me enlarge this a little bit. Okay. So if I not have breakfast, I am hungry all day. If I do not exactly have breakfast, I'm hungry all day. If babies be hungry, they cry. If babies be hungry, they cry. So we have to use the present simple. And here we have the verb to be. So the babies is they. So am is are. So we use are hungry. Exactly. I get green if I yellow and blue. Exactly. If I mix. If the sky is clear, it not rain. Present simple. Remember, in both parts, the if clause and the answer or the main clause, we have to use the present simple. So we have the negative in the present simple with it. So exactly, it does not rain. If you heat ice, it turns into water. What do you think? Pay attention to it. Good. It turns into water. If I listen to music. Present simple with the pronoun I. So exactly. I relax if I listen to music. Exactly. Okay. So let's go back. Okay. And here we have, let me just share this with you again. New share.